Welcome back, everybody, to episode 8 in my All the Mods 9 to the Sky server. Well, I was rearranging stuff and decided to move this over here so that way I can just use the absorption hopper for both to just gather materials from this and from them. I guess inadvertently I destroyed a couple of my torches up there and need to replace them because if I come up here, I've got a whole bunch of people and some things here. I might die. No, they're destroying everything! I don't know what I just got, but I think it was a health up. I need torches and some jungle blocks. That was not fun. Hey, we got some cool mob drops at least. F7. Let's look at where our low light level is. Looks like I destroyed it right here. Oh no. Oh, get down. Oh, I just died. Respawn. Why are they up here? They've been going... Alright, I'll see you guys back when I get everything cleaned up and... Alright, so we have that headache done. I did not I would just sat here AFK. I'm surprised none of them came down here and attacked me. They went up the stairs, the ladder, but they didn't go down. That's curious. Alright, so we throw our stuff in the mob chest. Ooh, we got a reward. I think these are... Oh, Curse of Bones. Cool. And we do have some quests that we can accept. I saw that I overlooked this one. This one was just a check mark. It was talking about a single wind generator doesn't provide a lot of power. So here are more ways of making more power. Even more. So we could actually take those iron furnaces and we can use the generator augmentation in it and make that work. Alright, you can smell into energy. Wow, I didn't know that. Cool, we can add that. I didn't realize the blasting augment done that. I thought it would just cooked stuff. Ooh, we can get into power. They do that can produce a lot of power. We don't have the gems or the ore for it right now. But that is something I want to get into here soon. Alright, so in Mekanism, so I went ahead and made the reinforced alloy, so that gave us this quest. Alright, so we'll need the PRC, the pressurized reaction chamber, so let's see what we need to make that. We'll need another enrichment chamber, some steel, those empty chemical tanks. That seems pretty all straightforward. Let's see, we'll take a stack of you, who may need some copper. We'll need some redstone. I went ahead and sifted more dust, like 6,000 dust this time to be more exact. And I got more redstone. And I've already used some of it to make a lot more of these enriched redstone. I am the worst at finding these things sometimes. There we go. Pressurized reaction chamber. So we basically need everything in it. So you will need a steel casing. I made some of those. I'm not making two of them, I just want to have two on my inventory. Which I go too far, go figure. Need a couple of these. Steel. Oh, we need the tanks. Nice. Four. In the bucket. That gives us a dynamic tank. And two more steel ingots. Awesome. So we have that. It combines gases, solid items, and liquids into product to produce an item and byproduct. Nice. Energized smelter. Might as well get this. So we'll need 2 pieces of glass. We'll need some terracotta, which is clay blocks. Do I have those in here? Yes, I do. Need 5, and I'm just gonna let them cook over here. This is so we can make the sink. I want a good source of infinite water. Alright. Nice. Alright, so this dead enrichment chamber breaks 3 raw ores down into 4 dusts. Okay, let's go ahead and work on the electrolytic separator. Alright, so this was what we're going to use the sink pushing into, and it's going to separate the hydrogen from the oxygen and push it out to the different sides. Gold dust, iron dust, and osmium dust. Oh. Alright, so big fancy name is used to separate chemicals from certain liquids and gases. So I mean it's not just water, but it will also separate other liquids and waters. Oh, see, there you go. Break down the most basic fluid, water. And from here we want to make a sink, which will take a bucket full of water and 3 more iron. I used my bucket up. I actually set this up. I forgot to mention that. So this is that tier 5 cobblestone generator we have going up here, and that'll be where I keep grabbing all my compressed cobblestone as I need it. And here's going into a little buffer, and from there it's feeding into my porcelain crucible and constantly making lava with the times 60 and feeding the lava into this lava barrel, which is being cooled and turned into obsidian. And that's my obsidian generation for now. And this I want to throw in here and it'll turn it all into obsidian dust, and then we'll enrich it and turn it into enriched obsidian, which can be used for like atomic alloys and the ultimate control circuits. I went into the animal farm and I grabbed some water, from the infinite water source I have over there, but we won't need that much longer as a source anyways. There's the sink. This is gonna be so nice. I'll set you right there. Probably move you over one and pull the power that direction also. And this is a gas burning generator. It can burn both hydrogen and ethylene to produce power. So this one purifies ores. It turns one raw ore into 2 clumps, which can then be sent through the crusher to be turned into dirty dust, then through an enrichment chamber to get clean dust, then through the smelter to be turned into an ingot. This will double your ingot output. Also requires oxygen. Nice. We get some iron clumps. Here comes the sun. Alright. So I am kind of burning through these quests without like setting up the items. So the reason I'm doing that is so I can get into, I want to try to get up to tier 4 ore factory. But we will for sure get to tier 3. We'll turn 3 raw ore into 8 ore shards. So that'll be with the chemical injection. Though I should probably go ahead and set up the water source and the electrolytic separator and get it being pushed off into some chemical tanks. We'll also have to make some pressurized tubes for this for transporting gases, because both hydrogen and oxygen will both be gases. I don't think it'd fill the water from the bottom like that. Yeah, I didn't think so. It was worth a shot there. So, what we want to do is have you set up like that. Pipe will go like that. Ah, I got rid of that tool, didn't I? Awesome. And this is going to slowly make hydrogen and oxygen. It will make twice the amount of hydrogen as it does oxygen because, you know, H2O. There's 2 hydrogens to 1 oxygen. Even though oxygen is a bigger atom, it does duplicate hydrogen. So right now, once the hydrogen gets full, it will just stop producing. You can set it to not turn off with that. I'm just not sure how to do that right off. Is it this? Oh, dump excess gas. Dumping. Idle. I just dumped a little bit of oxygen just to show you, but you click these and you can change it to dump excess. And so it'll keep the buffer full and it'll keep running in case maybe you're not using hydrogen or you're not using oxygen for that particular one. And so that way you can keep producing the other one. You're not just running out and just have a full inventory full of gases that you're not using. So let's make the tanks. Let's make some more of those tanks. Alright, let's make them tier 2. There we go. We're gonna have gases. We're going to push out. This will be the front. Output will go. What? Hydrogen. Yep. Blue, and then light blue will be the oxygen. Output 2. This is output 1. Okay, I see it now. So we're not doing anything with you or the other two. Awesome. So let's see what we need for the pressurized tubes. There it is. That's logistics, thermodynamic, pressurized tubes, glass, and steel. We have no glass on us. I should probably set up some more glass. Bam. And some more steel. We're not going to need too many to start off with. Probably make a half a stack. There we go. There we go. That should be filling those up. Nice. We have that running for now. That's not going to be burning a whole lot. I mean, it's still quite a bit, 160, as opposed to this one's burned. These two both burned 600. Oh yeah, this is going to produce 4 stacks total. Nice. Alright, got you in there. That was a quest reward here. Gave us a couple more. Or at least one more. So next we want to make the crusher, which will be handy. We need 2 buckets of lava, which we happen to have there. That was not planned. I only had that because I moved that crucible, the porcelain crucible, because I was wanting to make the obsidian generation. That's hilarious. Oh, there's the crusher. Awesome. We could actually get into biofuel. We produce some biofuel. We can actually produce power from the biofuel also. And then we can actually break it down. Biofuel is combined with water and hydrogen in a PRC. It creates the substrate. Substrates then turn into HPE pellets, and that's turned into HDPE sheets. And those are used for several recipes, particularly when getting into more advanced items inside of Mekanism. Like this thing, the solar neutron activator. So I don't lose these levels also. Let's go ahead and get rid of them. Oh, we killed a few of those skelly bellies. Nice. Oh, this is getting into the crusher, biofuel, then the bio generator. This is that power source I was talking about before. Mechanism. I overlooked something in here. Oh, we made the tier 2. Nice. All right. So far to double our ingot output, your setup should look something like this. Raw ore goes into the purification chamber, which is being fed oxygen from the electrolytic separator. It then outputs the product into the crusher, which converts the ore clumps into dirty dust. This dirty dust is fed into the enrichment chamber, which converts the dirty dust into the appropriate ore dust. The enrichment chamber then feeds into your preferred smelter of choice. You follow? Yeah, this is actually pretty straightforward. But I actually want to get into tier 3. Chemical injection, purifying, crusher, enrichment chamber, furnace smelter. Nah, it's not gonna let me do that one. Planet, plant. See, this is what's gonna get kind of rough. I've got a few of this stuff, so we could make that. So the chemical, we will need another purification chamber, which is another enrichment chamber. Purification chamber, we need 2 more of these. Alright, we'll need 2 gold ingots. And a couple of those. Bam, we got that going. That actually gave us a couple quests. Nice. Alright, so I am going to work on getting this set up for doing the tier 2, getting it understood because I've not really done this. So I'm gonna get it set up for this, and then I will be right back, and I will go along the process with you guys, and so y'all can see it, and hopefully it makes all the understandings. Alright, so we're back, and I think I've got everything figured out. This is just for the raw ore to 2 ingots. So we still need the squeezer for the moment, which will turn from iron ore into the raw ore, And we usually use a hammer, and that'd be really quick, and it doubles it, but at the cost of, you know, our time and Invar in this case. I've been using a lot of Invar. So instead, we're actually converting them into, it should pop up here, we'll turn them into raw iron clumps. And it turns it into 2 of them. And that then gets turned into dirty iron dust, which is thrown to the enrichment chamber, which is converted into iron dust, and then into the smelter, which is then cooked and made into ingots. So I threw a couple stacks in there, so we'll just process that up. But at least this way we don't have to burn up the hammers. So next I want to work on trying to double that double, I believe, or triple it. And that will require a few more steps, and that's where we're getting into this. So we want to get into the tier 3 ore factory. We need to get a couple other materials. One of them is brine. We need brine in order to make hydrogen chloride, which we'll be using with the chemical injection chamber, because we'll need the hydrogen chloride here, which will basically take the ores and convert them into shards. From the shards, we throw them through the purification chamber, which turns them into clumps, which then goes into the crusher, turns into the dirty, and then gets cleaned by the enrichment chamber, and then back into the smelter. So this would give us times 4 from the ores, though. It's still not doubling yet, but we then would eliminate the process of needing that. So we would be getting times 4, like we would from here. So that's nice. So that's what I'm working on now. Let's do that. I want to get that incorporated. That'll be added right there. And everything will be shifted. I'll have to shift everything over one, which it won't be that bad, but I'll get that set there, and then we'll just feed the iron ore so we can stop having to process it over here, which this in itself is slow and it can be loud. Granted, not as loud as Mekanism. So what we need to do, we already have the chemical injection chamber, which I want to set off to the side so we remember where it's at. That's necessary. We don't need you. And not sure what we were needing you for. Oh, that was for something else. Yeah, that was up here. This was the we want to combine stuff, which we may end up we'll have to do that when we get to tier 4 for sure. So from here we'll need to be able to make a 4 it's a 4x4 by 3 tall structure, and it's going to be hollow on the inside. This is basically going to have 8 blocks in the center that's empty, and we will also need 2 of the valves and 1 controller. So what do we need for that specifically? There's the controller. We'll need some blocks plus 2 of these advanced control circuits, stained glass, and a bucket. We have all of that. What do I do with all my buckets? There they are. Why are they in here? We have some stained glass panes, stone or copper and steel. We will need a whole bunch of these. We'll need more than that too. Alright, so we need 2 of those. Nice. And we'll need 2 of the valves. Okay, I'm not sure why I can't find it, or I just don't see it. You guys are probably just calling me crazy right now. But I also know there's another way we can do that. So we look for there, and it's right there. So that's pretty easy to see. But first we need 2 of these. 2 more of those. Nope, that's not what we needed. Needed 1 of you. 2 of you. And how many of those did it want me to make? 37. One more, that's plenty right there. That will give us this quest and lovely experience points. So we will have to pipe water into it. So let's definitely get another one of these. Right there. We'll make it easy. Oh, I think it's going to work out kind of nice. 3, 1, 2. Wait, I put a steel case in there. Not a steel case, I need the thermal evaporation valve. Alright, I think that is it, except for the controller. So we'll get the controller set up right there, and that should make the whole multi-block, but I think there's something we have to hit it with. Okay, so I figured out what my issue was. You can't have it on the edges or on the bottom. So I have them set here. I have it piping in water, but as you see right now, it's not producing any brine. and that's because it's not warm enough. And there are two ways we can do it starting off with. We can do either the one where the fuel wood heater or the resistive heater. The fuel wood heater burns buckets of lava, and then we can pipe in the heat that way. Or we can do the resistive heater, which uses the RF and FE, which we have this power coming in here. We can just use that. Nice. So let's see what it costs to make a resistive heater. That is the heat generator. It is going to be 10 steel and one of these. That's all pretty easy. Two, three. Some steel. We'll need. Did I not process any tin? I have not. That is new. I came across something I haven't processed up yet a little bit. Awesome. Alrighty, let's get this resistive heater made. Okay, so I got it all figured out. I was having, I guess, a major brain fart. So it's not just needing to be next to it. You actually have to pipe it out, and it does mention that in a way to where, which can be the burns bucket of lava, which can be piped using the pipe that transfers heat, a pipe that transfers heat. Doesn't mention anything like that on this one, so I took it maybe it was a little different, which I got that. Okay. So I had to build this basic thermodynamic conductor, which actually transfers the heat. And it is a little less efficient. If I build the higher level ones, it'll actually be more efficient, better insulation. But it looks like the conductance is the same for all of them. But if we look, it is going down, but the brine is full. So we need to pump the brine out into a tank. Oh, I wasn't expecting it to be packed already. So that just takes iron, none on me, and some redstone. I will probably end up needing two, so I'm just going to go ahead and make two. What do I need for this? I need 8 of those. More iron. Let's see here. Bam. And that gave us a couple more quests. Alright. It already made so much brine. Nice. So, it's using 40 FE per take. Looks like the temperature's slowing down as far as when it's lowering. So we're making about 7 millibuckets a tick. That's not too bad. We can just let that idle for a while, and that'll definitely fill up. Okay, so now we have that. So if we look at this, should have 5 machines ready to go for your processing. Are you ready to make it even more complicated? No, not yet. We need this chemical infuser. Alright, so we need 2 more tanks. So more osmium. Alright, just to make sure it's the right one, let's go ahead and... The chemical infuser. Right there. Yeah, it's just definitely the basic one. I prepped so much of that stuff and I've ran out. Alright, so we got that taken care of, which gives us this quest. Bam. So what I'm going to do... Oh, this one right here. So this machine combines two gases to create a new gas. You'll need this to combine chlorine with hydrogen to create hydrogen chloride. Awesome. So we actually need to use another electrolytic separator, like we with water, but we need to use that on brine, which will produce two more gases. One will be chlorine, and I forget what the other one is. But the chlorine is the one we want, which will go into this chemical infuser, which we will infuse this hydrogen we're not using yet, and mix it with the chlorine to make hydrogen chloride. And from there, that'll go into the next machine, which is here. So it'll actually talk about it right here. It'll be the chemical injection chamber. Wait, what? Oh, which goes into the chemical injection chamber, yet which we already have. And that is over here. I was like, where did I put it? It is right here. That will be put onto the end right here, and it'll feed into this, which will feed into that, which will feed into that, and that, and that, and that, and so on. So I'm going to take a break here for a second. I'm going to put that together, and then I'll be right back to show that off, and that should wrap up this episode. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. It took me a little bit of realizing a few different things. Like, you can actually tell this to use more power by just typing in the power. I have it set to 100 FE right now per tick, because I don't have infinite power source yet, or I would set it to max. But right now we're up to 36 millibuckets per tick, and we're actually still losing power. I sped this up a little bit, but I have also got all these set to with their... Holy cow. Did I put the wrong thing in here? Nope. This is gonna burn a lot of power. I just realized that. Is this one doing it too? Oh wow. It's only got two. How's this one burning that much more? That's insane. Okay, so this is all burning a lot of production. But, okay, so to break it down, this is the normal one that's producing hydrogen and oxygen, if I can get out of this maze. And so it's going into this tank right there for overflow. I gotta figure out how to pull out of these. I can only push in. I've built this configurator to try to do it, and I've changed the side from input to output, and I've also changed this from input to output, and it just doesn't seem to want to go. Like, I've played around with this one, like, bam, turn it to output, it doesn't go down. And this is not full, and it could still be filled up, but it's just getting from the this electrolytic separator. Anyways, so that's going. So basically I have the chlorine going here, and sodium is just filling this one up, and it's going really slowly, which is nice. And the chlorine's coming in here on one side, and then hydrogen on the other, and then I have hydrogen chloride being made. And so right now this one's actually not burning anything because it's in stasis right now because it's completely full. The buffer's full. And from there, let me go get some iron ore. So this is right here, we are quadrupling our ores here, which is nice. So from here, I just throw them in there, and it will feed them down into the chemical injection chamber, which then makes 4 of these iron shards, which goes into this purification chamber. From there, it'll actually go into the crusher with the iron clumps, and then into the enrichment chamber, which cleans the dirty... see, here's the iron clump. It's going to make the dirty pulverized iron, which will get cleaned in the enrichment chamber, and then smelted in here, and turned into ingots. So that 1 stack of iron ore should turn into 4 stacks of iron ingots, which is nice. We no longer need this squeezer, which didn't fully double it, so we're actually doing better already. at the cost of power, which we're getting free with our windmills up there, wind generators. So we no longer need this. I'm gonna go tear this down, and we no longer need to use the hammers outside of when we need to make dust. And which case I may actually get rid of this and have it come split off, like where it'll do a round robin. It'll turn half of our ores into dust and half of it into ingots. Depending on how I want to set that up. I have a witch's hat. I just realized that. That's funny. I didn't even know I had that on. That's hilarious. Anyways, this is my little mechanism corner. And it is loud, but if we step over here, that's much better. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was definitely much longer than normal, and I hope it had plenty of good information for you guys. Regardless, bye!